Good morning, students. Myself, UK Singh, science teacher at ISL Mundi Dhanbad. Okay, today we will going to start a new chapter, that is chapter 10, Respiration in Organisms. Okay, of class 7. So here we will, in today's class, we will introduce the topic respiration in organisms. So what is respiration? We all know that all living organisms need energy to perform various activities that includes movement, locomotion, various metabolic activities. Okay, in order to perform activity we need energy. So how does an organism get energy? Let's say, for example, even a small organism or humans also need energy to do work. So how this energy is produced? Okay, first of all you have to understand this, that we get energy from glucose. Now imagine a person who is feeling, what you can say, a person in which there is a less energy, or the person if feels weakens, the most immediate what you can say way to give that person energy is to give him a drink of glucose. Okay, or even if the person is unconscious, we provide in the form of glucose intravenously in the form of saline water. So whether we're talking about energy, then glucose becomes very important. So what happens, actually we get energy from glucose. Okay, but how does glucose produce energy? Because we all know that energy is in the form of complex molecule called ATP, okay, which is maybe not given in your book, but energy, basically we get energy in the denomination of ATP. So from glucose energy is produced. Okay, glucose is not energy. Okay, glucose is not energy. From glucose energy is produced. You have to understand this concept. Okay, so whenever glucose need something to release energy, that means similarly, as we can say, if we burn something, if you want to burn something, maybe paper, wood, or even inflammable substances, we need air. Okay, basically we need air to burn that substance. In the absence of air, the substance will not burn. Similarly, in the presence of air, or you can say precisely talking about oxygen, glucose is oxidized in our cell to produce energy. So we need both glucose as well as oxygen to produce energy. Okay, energy can be produced by glucose in two ways. In the first way is that glucose is completely oxidized to produce energy. Sometimes in some small organism, or even in our body like muscles, okay, in the absence of oxygen, glucose is oxidized to produce energy. But this oxidation is but this respiration is not that common, and this respiration takes place in the limited part of our body, or in some unicellular organism like yeast and some bacteria. Okay, so the most common way to produce energy is to oxidize glucose in the presence of oxygen to produce energy. Okay, to produce energy. And this kind of what you can say respiration produce large amount of energy, in which the complete oxidation will take place. Okay, in rare cases, for example, during heavy exercise, our muscle performs anaerobic respiration, that is in the absence of energy, and produces the byproduct includes lactic acid and energy. In case of aerobic respiration, which is the most common way of respiration with the use of oxygen, we generally carbon dioxide, water, energy is produced. Okay, in some small organisms such as yeast and other kind of organism, glucose in the absence of oxygen produces alcohol, carbon dioxide and energy. Okay, so this is the basic narrative of respiration. Okay, so what we have studied today, that respiration is an act to produce energy in the cell of an organism. Okay, and basically it is produced from glucose in a cell, but glucose need oxygen to get oxidized and to produce energy. Okay, the most common way of respiration is in the presence of oxygen, that is glucose react with oxygen to produce energy, carbon dioxide, water and energy. In some unicellular organism, or in some exceptional cases like in muscles tissue, what happens, in the absence of oxygen also the glucose produces energy, and the byproducts are alcohol, carbon dioxide, energy, and lactic acid and energy. Okay, so we have studied about the basic concept of respiration. Okay, after you got the video, the link will be open for all of you to ask your doubts. Thank you.